This story comes to you from our video podcast, Pim Pim and Friends. It's a very special episode where Pim Pim makes up a new version of our new book, Okay, Let's Go. To see the full video and get a sneak peek at some of the pictures in this book, search for Pim Pim and Friends on Spotify. Well, here it is. This is an extra special episode of Pim Pim Reads Rong. Now, Pim Pim doesn't even know what book he's reading yet, but we've given him our brand new book, Okay, Let's Go. Let's see what he thinks.
One day, a little girl was sitting there practicing her sprinting. As she jumped out of bed, she was going to run very, very fast down the hallway. And then when she ran, she went to go jump over some things, and she decided, which one will I jump over? Maybe the kitty cat, maybe the puppy dog, but the bunny rabbit was definitely out of the way, while somebody was running up behind her very, very fast. I hope they don't beat her. Ah, yes, it is me. Oh, what? That is me, the Pim Pim. What am I doing in this book? Is this book about me? Oh, that is very exciting. Ah, yes, well, then me, the Pim Pim, did the big hand raise and said, I am the fastest in the whole entire world. And the girl said, no, you're not. And I said, yes, I am. Hooray, me, the Pim Pim. And so she started to hold her tummy because she felt a little bit sad and a little bit sick because I was the winner. And she knew that Pim Pim is the best, not her. To make sure that she was feeling okay, I offered her a high five. Hooray! But when I gave her the high five, I decided to grab her hand and use my superpowers to fly into the air and go zoomy, zoomy, zoom. But she decided to bring the kitty cat because she was still planning on jumping over the kitty cat. But because I pulled too hard, her arms went wibbly wobbly. And I said, uh-oh, I hope the kitty cat and your wobbly arms are okay. But when we got to the other place, she started looking around. And I said, hey, look, I'm going to buy all these buildings. And she said, what? That is a lot of buildings. I don't think you should buy all of them. And I said, okay, maybe I will just buy the watery thing in the middle. That could be a lot of fun. And as we started walking towards the watery thing, there were a lot of people that were very sad because they could not buy the buildings because the buildings are so amazing. And she said, Pim Pim, why do you want to buy all the buildings? And I said, because Pim Pim is the best. Thumbs up. So we kept walking, and then I found my watery thing in the middle, and I climbed on top, and I said, hey, everybody, I am claiming this in the name of Pim Pim, so make sure that you stay out of my way, hooray! And then I did the very excited dance, because I was now the owner of the fountainy thing, and I decided to jump in, and when I jumped in, I decided that it was a good idea, because I had not had a bath in at least 27 days. As I got out of the bath, the little girl looked and said, hey, Pim Pim, your bath water is very colorful. That is very funny, said all the people as they looked at the colorful bath water. But it's okay, because when I get dirty, I get colorful dirty. And so I started to explain this as I sat next to the bath. I said, look, when you do very fun things, your bath water goes colorful and fun. And so you can do all kinds of funny things with the colorful bath water. And I said, maybe we can get you kind of dirty with all the colorful fun as well. And she said, I don't think I want to be colorful dirty. And I said, oh, I think you do. Come on, because it is the best. You could climb on top of a car and do some dancing, because as the car is driving, you can collect all the bugs and things that go on the windows as you are driving. That could be very fun. And so she grabbed the microphone to tell everybody in the whole world what she was about to do. She said, hey, everybody, I am going to get very dirty so that I can have a bath and do the colors that come out. Hooray! And all the people thought that was a very funny idea. So they jumped up in the air and said, hooray! But the people were a little bit disappointed because they wanted to be able to have the colorful bath as well, including the puppy dog, who was very, very excited about having a colorful bath. He wanted to go down the colorful bath slide. He wondered if we could turn the bath water into a water slide. And I said, maybe, as I did the big twirl because I am the Pim Pim. And the little girl tried to do a bow because she thought that she was very special too, but she knows that Pim Pim is actually the best. But she decided that she would share some of the colors that she had. So she started collecting them and started rolling around in the colorful ground to try and pick up as many of the colors as possible. Hooray! Then another girl saw what she was doing and she thought, I can do that too. I'm going to do it. And so she started rolling around in the colorful dirt as well to pick up as many colors as possible. But she was very athletic. She could do twirls and spins and backflips. It was very special. Then the colors got a bit annoyed that we had been rolling in them, and then they decided to turn into a big bow thing and start chasing us. But fortunately, because I am the Pim Pim and I give everybody my special powers, we could all fly like superheroes. And so we all flew away from the big colory rainbow thing that was trying to attack us for rolling around in the colorful dirts. And then I turned around and said to all the people, okay, I better go home now. You're on your own. Okay, see you later. And I waved to them, and the little girl waved, and then we went back to her house, and she showed all her family how you can roll in big colorful things to have the best fun ever. Hooray! And that is the end of Oh no, there's another page. Is that Sam? Oh, yes, and it is his family too. Hooray! Oh, and look, there's all the other characters. Ah, that is very exciting. Where's Dog the Donkey? I don't think he was there yet. Okay, we'll have to get him in the next book. But this is the most exciting book ever because it is all about me, the Pim Pim. Hooray!